Hello guys, welcome to a new Get Rekt gaming news video, and yet again I have some spicy news for you guys. Yet again, back to some gaming news. I have more news on Final Fantasy 16. The game has been rated officially in Brazil, and that will probably hint towards a release date reveal pretty soon. I will talk all about that in today's video. And Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still in early development. Ouch, it's taking a very long time for that game. And I have some more rumors from the snitch that I want to talk about. So sit back, relax, enjoy, take a beverage, and let's get on with the news. I have more news towards Final Fantasy 16, one of my most anticipated games for this, no, not this year, but next year. And we already had a previous rumor that I talked about in my previous video when I did the Game of the Year video. And there was news that pre-orders for the game would go live around 7 or 8 of December. Which, coincidentally, it's the same time around the Game Awards. So I don't think that's a coincidence. I think Final Fantasy 16 will show up at the Game Awards with some news and a new trailer and probably the release date. Now we have more news that the game has also been rated in Brazil. I have an article here with me from Insider Gaming. Let's go over that. Final Fantasy 16 rated in Brazil ahead of December announcement. Gamatsu on Twitter has discovered that Final Fantasy 16 has been rated in Brazil, suggesting that more about the game will be revealed in the near future. The game has been rated not recommended for children under 16. That's, I think, pretty normal for a Final Fantasy game. Those tend to be around 16 to 12 years old ratings. They usually don't get mature ratings for 18 plus. But some of the details in this rating are pretty interesting that I want to go over. Exclusively reported by Insider Gaming last week, it was reported that the game will have pre-orders set to go live on December 7th and December 8th. The dates imply that the announcement is likely to be made at the Game Awards on December 8th. Now, what's exactly in this rating? Let's go over that. From the rating report, it was said extenuating circumstances, sex scenes not fully showed. So there are sex scenes in the game, violent content. I guess that's pretty normal for a Final Fantasy game. With a sense of direction, aggravating circumstances, violence with weapons, blood, intentional deaths, torture, okay, and victims suffering, drugs, prostitution, and sexual content are both shown and talked about. Hate crimes. That's a lot of adult-rated stuff there. Prostitution, the ladies of the night, shall I say. I'm probably going to get demonetized from this if I say this on YouTube, but I don't really care anyway. So those are some really spicy, suggestive topics that you don't normally see in Final Fantasy. The darkest Final Fantasy game I have played is probably 7, or then that's still, it has eco-terrorism, so that's probably a little bit spicy, but it's not by any means like drugs and prostitution and torture. I read like torture, what? But you probably don't see all this stuff in your face. That's probably the difference between a 16-year-old rating and an 18 mature-year-old rating. Yeah, this is very interesting stuff that this Brazilian rating got here now today. I've noticed, this is just a theory of mine, I've noticed with Brazilian ratings in particular, there's a 5-month window between the rating date and the release date. I saw this with God of War Ragnarok, which the rating for the Brazilian ratings board was in May, and the release was in early November, October-ish. No, early November, 5 months. A little bit more than 5 months, 1 week, but it's basically 5 months. And Hogwarts Legacy's Brazilian rating was in September, and the game is releasing in February. Also 5 months. Now, this is just speculation of me. Could Final Fantasy 16 release around like something in 5 months, which would put it around the May period. And I've always thought about it that Final Fantasy 16 would release around May, even though that's technically that's not summer. They count the beginning of June as summer in Japan, probably, even though that's still also not fully summer, at least the beginning of June. I've been thinking this whole summer thing, I think that's just a window, and I think if they are able to, they can put the release date a little bit earlier in May. It was just as like a safe estimate that they don't have to delay anymore. Okay, we can get the game done by May, that's possible. And I think that would leave enough window room for their Final Fantasy Fan Fest thing that they have. I think it's around July or the end of June somewhere. There is a Final Fantasy event for Final Fantasy XIV for the MMO. And I think that game should have its separate marketing, shall I say. So they want to have Final Fantasy 16 out of the way, and then they can focus their marketing on Final Fantasy 14. And keep in mind, it's also the E3 period around June, beginning of June. And I think if Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is still on track for the next year, they want to start, of course, market Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as well around the, shall I say, E3 period. So I'm still questioning though if Final Fantasy VII Rebirth can make a 2023 release. We shall see. If that's the case, then that would be awesome for Final Fantasy fans to have fucking Final Fantasy 16 and 7 Rebirth in 1 year. But I think they really want Final Fantasy 16 to release in May. Then it would release next to Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, which is maybe dangerous, but they do have their own market. Like Tears of the Kingdom sells on Switch, and Final Fantasy 16 is a high, like graphics intense game that sells more, of course, on PlayStation. It's only on PlayStation. I don't even think the PC release is at the same time. I could be wrong. I don't think they should expect competition. Maybe some people will go, if they only have money for one game, maybe they will go for only Zelda or only Final Fantasy. I will be buying both if they would release in May. But I think they are aiming to release this game in May. That's just my own speculation with the whole Brazil thing, ratings board thing. Don't take it too seriously. Take it all with a grain of salt. It could still be maybe June. It's 1 month apart from May, so that's still possible, of course. But then it would release around the E3 period, and I don't think that's handy to do that. I think they can just better leave it for May. So that's my own prediction. But it's pretty clear that Final Fantasy 16 will show up at the Game Awards, so look forward to that with the release date and pre-orders going live around December 8th as well. So pretty hyped. Now, Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's a game that has been in development for a very long time. I've been following it since the announcement, the cinematic trailer that was at E3. Oh my god, I don't remember anymore. 2016? It's really long ago. But the game has been longer in development than that. And there is a new article on Insider Gaming that I want to go over with some details that the game is still in early. Yes, you heard me right, early development. What the f are they doing there, Ubisoft? But anyways, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still in early development. It seems like a joke at this point, but several sources have reported... Yeah, it's a joke, it's a bad joke. But several sources have reported that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still in the blocking phase for the most part, with a small few areas with low resolution textures. The news comes as I reported this past summer via Xputer that external playtesting was starting for the game. Insider Gaming understands that both external and internal playtesting has continued throughout the summer, with some sources stating that Ubisoft has been expressing that the game is in early development to those fortunate enough to get their hands on the game, as well as internally amongst the colleagues and new people coming into the project. Images and video provided to Insider Gaming under anonymity and under the condition the images don't go public suggested that the game has probably been rebooted since the pre-alpha demo walkthrough shown in 2018. Oh my god, they rebooted the whole thing? That's going to take a very long time then to release this. I know the director for the game. I don't know what his name was anymore. He was also the director for Wilds, I believe, a new IP that he was working on together with Beyond Good and Evil. And since he left Ubisoft, a lot of bad stuff has happened towards the development of this game, and I am not hyped for Beyond Good and Evil anymore at this point. It looked very cool from what I've seen in those early gameplay footage, demo stuff, but if it's not anymore like that, oh man, the game can basically be something totally different now. The majority of the images and footage provided to Insider Gaming show bare planets with blocked structures for buildings. Any structures that had some form of detail were very low quality, almost like the game was being played on a ultra low setting. All of the footage provided to Insider Gaming unfortunately looks nothing like the quality of the gameplay shown in the video. The spaceships, however, do resemble the official footage in 2018. When asked for comments before the publication of this report, Ubisoft said Beyond Good and Evil 2's development is underway and the team is hard at work to deliver on its most ambitious promise. Yeah, I don't know anymore. I've not been hyped for this game since the whole stuff that I just said, that the director left, and apparently they have buildings that look like PNG images, non-like fully detailed. And at this point, you would think that this game now is further in development. This game has been in development for a total of 15 years, guys. 15 years. This is more than Kingdom Hearts 3 at this point, and probably it's going to be more than Elder Scrolls 6 if this is going to continue this way. I am just happy if this game ever just releases and it's a good game at the end of the day, but hype for it for me has basically died. If there is anything more substantial towards Beyond Good and Evil 2, any news, I will of course let you guys know, but if I were you, I would just forget this game, wipe it off your memory, and because you won't hear for this game for a very long time now, so just play other stuff. And then the last thing I want to talk about in this video is the Snitch, a very famous insider, shall I say, on Twitter, and he has also his own Discord. I was in his first Discord, but that Discord was a mess, and I never got to go into the second Discord anymore. So I would like to be in his Discord, but oh well. He likes to tweet sometimes some rumors and stuff, and he leaked a lot of stuff. He leaked The Last of Us 1's remake just right before the announcement of it. He has a very good track record, and he has some vague hints on Twitter on some stuff. What he tweeted now, I don't know anything of what this could be. Maybe you guys do. So what he tweeted is basically, my memories, my experiences are gone. All I have right now, one shot. And then he has a final clue on his Discord, and it's basically it's a picture of a bunker. I don't know if I can show you, if I can find the picture, otherwise it's not here. And Tom Henderson replied on Twitter, the hints are too vague on this one, Chief. Check your DMs, the snitch says, and apparently he sent something of physical proof to Tom Henderson, and he's like, dear God, it's beautiful. So I have no idea what this could be. I think this is a announcement for the Game Awards in some way that we don't know of. When I was reading this, I was like, my memories, my experiences, it sounds very JRPG-ish. Some people said Kingdom Hearts. I would be amazingly happy if it would be Kingdom Hearts, but I don't think so. Some people say it could be one-shot related. It's a indie game, I believe, a new one-shot game, because he does literally say one-shot, or that it's Time Splinters related. Some people say Metal Gear because of the bunker picture. I don't know, to be honest, what this is. It can be a lot of stuff. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think it could be. So that's all I have basically for this video. Are you guys hyped for Final Fantasy 16? We're going to get a lot of news on that probably this month with the Game Awards. And of course, are you guys hyped for the Game Awards? Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you guys hyped for Beyond Good and Evil 2 still in some way? I am not. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like this video, that would be amazing. Subscribe, that would also be great of you. And visit my social media in the description down below. And I will see you guys in the next Get Rekt gaming news video. Bye bye.